Chernobyl, the Hindenburg, Mariah Carey's New Year's Eve, the Fire Festival cheese sandwich. Some of history's greatest meltdowns, and some may have been more dignified than what the White House is doing right now, all because a senator from Georgia invoked one first name. And I'm talking about Jon Ossoff, standing in front of 1,600 people at a rally in Atlanta, and he broke out this gem.
And while the sailors on the Lincoln fight his war, while he fruitlessly drains our munitions and oil reserves, the president sleeps through his meetings. He golfs and trades stocks. See, he doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar.
And out of all of that, it was that one name, Natalie, that sent the White House completely over the edge. The official spokesperson, the response from them, called Ossoff a cringeworthy feminine theater kid cosplaying as Barack Obama and a lightweight loser. The White House comms director, Stephen Chung, who looks like somebody lazily drew a face on a kielbasa, went with, quote, John Jackoff has to be the biggest cuck loser in politics, end quote. Going on to say, quote, radical extremist Democrat. Yes, your tax dollars are going to pay that man, the man who typed that, an alleged grown adult with a federal salary, and he has a security clearance. So then reporters, they went to the source himself, the president, and his entire response. You mean Pee Wee Herman? Which he at least landed this time, because the last time he tried to call Jon Ossoff Pee Wee Herman, he ended up calling him Pinky Herman. Donald Trump's nickname game has really trailed off.
Jon Ossoff said you'd rather travel with your aide, Natalie Harp, and build the ballroom than do your job as president. What is your response, Jon Ossoff?
You mean Pee Wee Herman? Pee Wee Herman lookalike? No, I would much rather do other things. We're building a great facility here.
But look, how did Natalie end up being the thing that made the White House spiral out? Natalie Harp, this 35-year-old former OAN anchor, and at OAN, she used to close her segments with Bible verses. Except some days, she swapped out the Bible for her other deity and used a Trump quote. And frankly, all of her segments came off as a AI-powered Trump praise bot.
President Trump never got enough credit for being a president that never started any new wars. That we would have seen peace even with Iran because we would have made a deal with them. President Trump was on track to do that. It was beautiful to see, and it's so beautiful to see President Trump's living legacy going on, because this is a legacy of peace that will be passed on from generation to generation.
And that's just one example. You can find dozens, if not hundreds, that sound exactly like that. Now, look, she is a bone cancer survivor. Good job to her. And she credits Trump's right to try law. And that supposedly opened up the treatment that saved her life. Now, lots of fact checkers out there, they dispute whether or not that law actually applied to her, but she believes it. And that belief is enough for her. And she has been by Trump's side ever since, officially with the title of executive assistant, but she is better known as the human printer. She trails the president around with a briefcase full of flattering printouts held together, yes, with gold paper clips, and allegedly has a portable printer. And she only shows Donald Trump positive news, positive polls, and even helps him type out his Truth Social posts. But she also, frankly, provides her own content for Donald Trump, because in the book Regime Change, it's detailed that Natalie left, well, love letters in his personal spaces, including on his pillow, with lines like, quote, "You're all that matters to me," and "I want to bring you joy." The New York Times published one of these letters, written to apologize after she was caught running alongside Donald Trump's golf cart in Scotland, saying, quote, "I want things to always be right between us. I also know I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat throughout the days, and even forgetting to sleep." And she signs it off with "All my heart, Natalie." It's even been reported that back in 2023, on the way to Trump's New York trial, there was no room in the SUV. So after begging, pleading, and arguing, she ended up riding in the trunk. Her own estranged brother going on CNN saying, quote, since she was like 16, she's had an obsession with, she's written letters to other presidents. Let me put it that way. People have even reported that the Secret Service has flagged her, looking at her letters and noting the, quote, strangeness of her behavior, calling her a, quote, time bomb. But when that was brought to Donald Trump, his assessment was, quote, nonsense, she just loves her president. Even Eric Trump has been rumored to have raised his concerns about Natalie Harp's behavior. And look, that's the stuff that's documented that's out there. There are more speculative allegations out there. And again, this is pure speculation. A reporter from Salon thinks that Natalie Harp might be taking over the nursing duties of Donald Trump. Ugh. And some reports are saying that this isn't a typical relationship. It's actually been said that no one in Trump's inner circle thinks that this is a romantic relationship. But they do think that Natalie is hopelessly in love and wants to be, and this is a quote, higher purpose bride of Donald Trump. An aide calling this a Christian devotional relationship. I mean, this is some weird cultish pseudo-Christian hero worship. The Bulwark's Jonathan Last, he's saying that an affair would actually be the less weird explanation than what's really going on, saying essentially that it'd be much better if they were just sleeping together. And look, if only a fraction of all of this weird crap is true, it is still creepy as hell. And Donald Trump loves it. And I want to ask you guys, I mean, what do you think is going on here? Do you think this is just cultish devotion? Or is this the pervert in the Oval Office having an affair with a devotee? Let me know what you think in the comment. And back to Jon Ossoff, because look, I had personally given the crown of Donald Trump smack talk to Gavin Newsom, but Ossoff now, he's got some zingers, saying we're in wartime, and he retreats into this bubble of West Wing aides who are his security blanket. They're not telling him what he needs to hear, they're telling him what he wants to hear. But why is this the thing that's spiraling the White House? Why this story? Why the insult? There are plenty of people that are hurling insults at Donald Trump, so why did this one gain his attention? Well, I've got a few ideas for you. Number one, Melania cannot be thrilled when your husband is allegedly having an affair with a staffer, and that's the normal version of the story. If I'm Donald Trump's wife, I am freaking the hell out. Number two, I also think that the White House sees Ossoff as a real threat to be a leading voice on the left and to mount a strong 2028 run. And frankly, I think the president is surrounded with a bunch of people that simply tolerate him. Whereas Natalie Harp worships him, deifies him, and showers him with praise. And that is something Donald Trump obviously values. And so he takes it personally when someone insults his personal security blanket. And look, you guys are my security blanket, and that's why I'm asking that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because as you all know, I do a whole lot more than just butter you up and shower you with praise.